If you are not subscribed our channel yet, subscribe now. Check the description too. Playing style description in player details. There is a section named play style under player skills. Just try using them as per their preferred play style and see the magic. 1 CF. Poaching in the box. Make runs, push back defensive line. Also called fox in the box. In-game description, a striker who lurks in the opposition 18-yard box just waiting for the ball. Trigger positions, CF. Examples, Kane, Lukaku, Romario, Batistota. Movement, tends to remain in advanced central positions, tends to make few outward runs. Tends not to look for deeper positions to receive a pass when outside the box. Roles, goal scorer. Target man US. Post player, in-game description, a player who becomes the focal point of attack by holding the ball up in an advanced position. Trigger positions, CF. Examples, Zeko, Mandzukic, Giroud, Kluivert. Movement, tends to move into positions where he can receive direct forward passes during the build-up. This includes dropping deeper, facing the ball and moving into wide positions. Goal poacher, US. Adverb striker, in-game description, a predatory striker who plays off the shoulders of the last defender. Trigger positions, CF, SS. Examples, Agüero, Suarez, Benzema, Del Piero. Movement, spearheads the attack, focusing on making runs to beat the defensive line. These runs can be direct to goal or diagonal runs out wide to keep the ball moving forward. Roles, line leader, unorthodox striker, SS. Dummy runner. In-game description, a player who attracts the defense to create space for other players to exploit. Trigger positions, CF, SS. Examples Muller, Merga, Paulsen. Movement, tends to make many forward runs to drag defenders or the defense line out of position. Tends to make diagonal runs as well to open up the defense for teammates dribbling through the center. Tends to fall back a bit before making a run, to beat the offside trap. Roles trickstar. Prolific winger. In-game description, a player who positions himself on the wing to receive passes, occasionally cutting into the center when the opportunity arises. Trigger positions, RWF, LWF. Examples, Ronaldo, Hazard, Mane, Sterling. Movement, tends to stay wide in the build-up to receive passes. Tends to make diagonal runs towards goal in the final third. Roles modern winger, goal-scoring winger. Roaming flank. In-game description, a player who tends to cut inside from the wing to receive passes. Trigger positions, LWF, RWF, LMF, RMF. Examples, Messi, Salah, Philippe Coutinho, Son. Movement, can be found out wide to receive passes, but tends to drift into the half spaces to receive passes too. Especially when the fullback is high up the pitch. In the final third, they can be found almost near where a CF would typically be after drifting further inward. LWF, RWF tend to make runs through the channel between the FB and the CB. Roles creator, inside forward. Cross specialist. In-game description, a player who hugs the touchline, waiting for a chance to cross the ball in. Trigger positions, LWF, RWF, LMF, RMF. Example, Berghuis, Guerrero, Quaresma, Jesus Navas. Movement, tends to stay out wide most of the time. Roles crosser, pressure relief. AMF position. Receive the ball in the hole between the midfield and defense line. Play final passes. Recycle ball. Attack the penalty box and shoot. Creative playmaker. In-game description, a player who takes advantage of any opening in the defense to initiate attacks and assists in shots on the goal. Trigger positions, LWF, RWF, AMF, LMF, RMF. Examples, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Dybala, Ricaba. Movement, tends to drop depth from an advanced position, peeling away from his marker to get into space to receive the ball. Roles, roaming playmaker, dribbler. CMF. Classic number 10. In-game description: an old-style static playmaker who makes use of deft touches and passes rather than pace or movement. Trigger positions: AMF, CMF. Examples: Maradona, Ronaldinho, James Rodriguez, João Moutinho, Luis Alberto. Movement: make less runs, preferring to stay in his position. Roles: offensive pivot. Hole player. In-game description: a player who looks to make runs into the opposition goal area when the team is on the attack. Trigger positions: SS, AMF, LMF, RMF, CMF. Examples: Cruyff, Griezmann, Thiago, Reus, S. M. Savic. Movement: tends to make both vertical, straight, and diagonal runs in the final third when the team is attacking. Tends to make runs when teammates move too close to him. Roles: direct offensive outlet, extra attacker. Box to box. In-game description: a player who tirelessly covers every blade of grass for the full 90 minutes. Trigger positions: AMF, LMF, RMF, CMF, DMF. Examples: Nedved, Beckham, Vidal, Mathis, Pogba, Rakitic, Matuidi. Movement: tends to support play in all phases, and has an extra wide range of movement. Tends to make forward or diagonal runs into space. AMF/CMF/DMF are willing to move into wider areas to be involved in play. Roles: all-purpose midfielder, modern winger, all-purpose playmaker. DMF. Shield the defense line. Act as defensive cover for the midfield line. Break up counter-attacks. Support the attack. Orchestrator. In-game description: a player who lurks in deeper positions, ready to initiate attacks. Trigger positions: CMF, DMF. Examples: Modric, Cruz, Janik, Viti, Scholes. Movement: tends to drop into deeper positions to receive the ball. Tends to roam into wider areas rather than make runs. Roles: regista, ball shuttle. Anchorman. In-game description: a deep-sitting defensive midfielder protecting the back line. Trigger positions: DMF. Examples: Busquets, Fernandinho, Casemiro, Witsel. Movement: tends to remain in the holding midfield position. If he is not placed in a central DMF position, he assumes the holding midfield position if the space is vacated, other midfielders moving forward to support the attack. If the space is not vacated, for example another anchor man is present, he tends to stay in his position and not join the attack. Roles: original holding midfielder. That destroyer. In-game description: a tenacious battler who keeps opposition attacks at bay through hard tackling and pressing. Trigger positions: CMF, DMF, CB. Examples: Vieira, Cand, Nabali, Godin. Movement: tends to close down the ball carrier or the recipient of a pass if he is nearby. Roles: midfield disruptor, stopper. CB. Cut out through passes. Apply pressure on attackers to stop them from turning easily. Cover fullbacks. Deal with crosses. Play out from the back, depending on strategy. Build up. In-game description: a player who likes to drop back in order to receive the ball and trigger attacks from deep. Trigger positions: CB. Examples: Berezi, Bonusai, Van Dijk, Ginter. Movement: honestly, despite the above saying drop back, they tend to step up from the defense to be a passing option, especially when there is space in front of them. They also tend to spread wide to receive the ball, especially in 3CB formations. Seems to be a general tendency of wide CBs instead of being related to playing style. Roles: defensive pivot. Extra frontman. In-game description: a defender who likes to join in the attack and lay siege on the opposition goal at every given opportunity. Trigger positions: CB. Examples: Peak, Ramos, David Luiz, Manolas. Movement: when he finds himself near or in the penalty box, he tends to stay up to support the attack. Tends to move up to support the build-up, most notably in 3CB formations. Roles: same as build up. RB per pound. Provide width. Provide balance between the defense, midfield and attack via positioning. Make overlapping runs. Defend against wingers. Offensive fullback. In-game description: an attack-minded fullback who will run upfield and join the attack when presented with a chance. Trigger positions: pounds, RB. Examples: Carvalhal, Alaba, Roberto Carlos. Movement: tends to make runs down the wing when the team is in possession, without much hesitation. Comparatively, the neutral fullback also pushes up but tends to be closer on the wing to where the ball is. Roles: modern fullback. Fullback finisher. In-game description: an attacking fullback who enjoys joining the attack in high central areas. Trigger positions: left back, RB. Examples: Kimmich, Marcelo, Cancelo, Tagliafico. Movement: tends to come into the half spaces to receive the ball. Tends to make underlapping runs, overlapping, but on the inside. Otherwise acts like an offensive fullback in situations where the winger is not wide, thus the FB has to provide width. Roles: inverted fullback, finisher. Defensive fullback. In-game description: a solid fullback who prefers to stay back and stick to defensive duties. Trigger positions: left back, RB. Examples: Azpilicueta, Gomez, Veltman, Andre Almeida. Movement: tends to only support play up till roughly the middle line. Roles: traditional FB. GK. Save shots. Claim, punch crosses. Distribute ball. Offensive goalkeeper. In-game description: a keeper playing a sweeper-type role who often comes out to cover the area behind the defense. Trigger positions: GK. Examples: De Gea, Alisson, Neuer, Ederson, Ter Stegen. Movement: tends to step up from his line into higher positions when the ball is further from goal. Tends to sprint toward through balls which he can collect. Tends to close down the attacker in situations where it is appropriate to minimize the shooting angle. Roles: sweeper keeper. Defensive goalkeeper. In-game description: a solid keeper who prefers to stay around the goal line. Trigger positions: GK. Examples: Oblak, Hantanovic, Courtois, Kahn, Tolto. Movement: tends to stay closer to goal. Roles: traditional keeper.